Marketing. This is a video about marketing. And as a side note, it's also about how to not burn your face in the sun, just don't go in it. But marketing. In the last 5 years, I've spent a lot of time marketing. I learned a lot about marketing through my work with Knees Over Toes guy, Ben Patrick, working with ATG, the company. Ben wrote me a letter of recommendation, and in it he said, if you work with Max, work with him about your brand. He is good at that, if that means anything. This is a very well-known guy who built his own brand, and that's what he said about me. Something that naturally has occurred for me is that when people come to me with their problems about marketing or about their branding or about their messaging or social media, I can help them for whatever reason. I've also written viral videos that have done and created millions of dollars in revenue. Just one video alone has done almost $1 million in revenue for a company that I've helped. So I've figured out a thing or two about marketing, and I'm not an expert, but this will summarize my knowledge in just a few minutes. So if you are thinking about messaging, you're trying to get more clients, you're trying to get more customers, you're trying to just help people in the world with content, then this video can help you. The first thing that you have to do is you have to know who you're helping. You have to get super, super, super clear on who you're going to help, because we look at social media as this super massive thing, or we look at marketing and advertising as this super massive thing, but really it's all just communication. So right now, when I make a video like this, I am thinking about somebody who owns a business, somebody who is looking at creating more social media content in some degree. That's who I'm communicating to right now. If I was communicating this generally to everybody, I could not help you. But because I'm communicating with a specific person in mind, I know exactly sort of the goals they want, the ideas they have in their mind, the sort of pain points they may have. Maybe they struggle to get their messaging out there. Maybe they are really maybe insecure about getting on camera, or they just don't have the ideas, or they feel like they lack the know-how. They don't know how to edit the videos or film them or whatever. I understand that person, and that's why I'm able to communicate to them in this video. So if you are going to make marketing work, you have to get super clear. Who are you talking to? Who is this person that you're trying to serve? What problem are you solving for them? What is the result that they're looking for? What is all of the pain points, all of the struggles, all of the worries that they have that's going on in their mind? What do they think about when they're going to bed and they're struggling to fall asleep? What is keeping them up at night? What are their greatest fears, their greatest desires? All of these things, you think deeply about this. I mean, when I first started learning about copywriting is sales in the written form, which is a very valuable skill set. When I started first learning about this, the guy that I learned from was nearly a billionaire at the time. He told me that he has over, I believe, 40 to 50 pages of material on the person that he's speaking to. Now, he called it an avatar. That is the avatar you're speaking to. Some people call it your ideal client. Some people call it your public. All of these terms just mean the people that you serve, the people out there that you have not communicated with yet, but you could serve them, right? Maybe you can figure this data out in many ways. If you already have customers, you can survey them, you can ask them questions, you can get them on the phone and say, hey, I was just wondering, like, blah, blah, blah. Ask them a couple questions. Why did you purchase from us? What were you going through? It's not just like buying this product that they're after. One of the famous quotes from Simon Sinek, I don't know if it's from him, but he said it, was people buy holes, not drills. People are not buying the drill. You might be selling the drill, like the drill that you drill into the wall, but the reason someone is going to buy that is because they need a hole in the wall for whatever project that they're working on. So in your case, if you're selling let's say you were selling fitness tips or something like that, you are not selling the fitness exercise. You are selling a healthier body. You are selling a stronger body, or whatever it might be. You might even be selling status, or you might be selling a better relationship for the person that you're helping with their fitness. People work out probably not just because they love it. A lot of people want to be, attractive looking or be XYZ. Okay, so you have to get down to those deeper human desires that are deep, deep, deep within the people themselves. And the only way to really know that is to actually talk to the people that you're already serving. If you don't have customers already, then you have to figure out who do you want to serve and start serving them. And then over time, you can collect more data and figure these things out. And the people who build these documents out, who know their avatars, their public, their ideal clients, whatever you want to call it, the people they serve, the people who gather a ton of data on those people and continue to gather data on those people, those are the people that can communicate best, and those are the people that can do marketing phenomenally. Because if you craft a message, whether it's an advertisement or it's a piece of content or it's just a billboard or it's a flyer or it's any of those traditional methods of marketing, of advertising, if you can craft a message that speaks directly to the bones of the person, boom, I mean, you're just going to light them on fire. They're going to buy your product because they feel heard, they feel understood. These are deep human desires. So when you speak to them, you just got to speak to them. Don't try to speak to the world. Start small. Start with one specific person. Now, you can literally get so clear on this avatar that you call them a name. You can call them Brad, the blank. You may have multiple avatars. You may have multiple people that you serve. But generally, when you're just starting, you're probably going to have one specific. If you're starting to be creating content or something like that. But if you have a bigger business, you may have 3, 4, 5 different demographics, different groups of people, whether they're in their 50s to 60s and they make this much amount of money, or they're in their 20s or 30s and they make this much amount of money. And the reason they're buying when they're 20 and 30 is way different than the reason they buy when they're 50 and 60. So you get deep into that and then you communicate to them. You write. For somebody who's into the AI world, yes, you can leverage AI to create content. I am personally doing copywriting right now. I'm creating images, I'm creating videos as a copywriter, as a video creator, as a UGC creator. And when I'm going into this work, I'm not actually using AI that much personally because I found the best advertisements I've ever crafted have been not with AI. So I think leveraging AI for creative output, for the stuff that isn't that creative, amazing. And working with AI to do creativity, go for it if that's what you want. But if you're really trying to build powerful messaging, you still have to really know your avatar, and you still have to spend time creating ideas on how to communicate with them. For some people, that may be sitting down with a piece of paper and writing. For some people, that may be taking a walk, getting a voice note going, and just thinking about ideas. It may be just living your life and having a notepad or a notes app note in your phone that documents video ideas or content ideas or marketing ideas that you have. It may be sitting down every night or every morning and coming up with 10 ideas. 10 ideas. This is Earl Nightingale's genius. Bob Proctor, all of these old school personal development people. Grant Cardone does this. All of these very successful business people, they all sit down and just write. There's the book Think and Grow Rich. The idea is sit down and think, right? So if you want to create content, if you want to speak to the people that you're trying to help, sit down, write some ideas out, think some ideas up, and then just go. Get yourself a microphone. That is the most important thing, in my opinion. You can make videos just on your phone, but if you're trying to get out there and start making content, get a microphone. My favorite is the DJI. These are the ones that they clip right onto you. There's a jack that goes right into my phone. The audio records right into the video. I can just take that video, publish it. I can throw it in an editor. I could use an AI editor. Don't let editing stop you from creating content. You could also just make 20-second clips for Instagram or whatever it might be. But the point is, create. And that is kind of the final piece that I want to say. Once you know who you're trying to talk to, and once you kind of have this creative process, whatever that creative process is for you, now it's just a matter of outflow, 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 okay? There's a law in the universe which says outflow equals inflow, okay? Outflow equals inflow. What this means is you have to send stuff out if you want to get stuff back in. So if you want clients coming in your door or people who want to buy your product, you got to send stuff out into the world. And it's a very, it's almost mystical, and I'm using it in the sense of like unknown and sort of magical. There's a magical sort of feeling to this outflow inflow idea. Like you could be doing outflow on Instagram, and be sending a bunch of messaging out, and then you're finding that you're getting more people walking in the door physically who never even heard about your Instagram. Or you might be putting flyers up everywhere, and you put 10, 15, 20 flyers, and then you get 3 phone calls, or 3 people text you. It's magical. It's weird how this works, but the more you send out there, the more you get back. And so that's why, another way of saying this is money follows attention. Okay, so if you are getting attention in any regard, the money is going to come. There will be people that you can serve, and money, not for money's sake, but money because you've exchanged value, because if you're watching this video, you're a good person who's just trying to add value to other people's lives. So that's my story. Marketing. Know who you talk to them, have a good creative process about how to talk to them, and talk to them over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and rewrite the same messaging in a new way, and keep messaging them and keep hitting them. Learn from what you post. Take a learning. Oh my God, this post did really well. This ad did really well. Okay, why did it do really well? What was so good about it? What got their attention? And now there is just so much more that we can go into depth on copywriting, on how to speak to people, on how to speak to people in a way that will make them maybe want to buy something from you, how to build a connection with somebody, and how to speak to their world. And there's so many small aspects of marketing that if I had 2 hours with somebody, I could really go in deep depth with of what I've learned. And I'm still very much a beginner in this subject, but this is the basics. If you don't know who you're talking to and you're not talking to them, then that would be a good place to start.